Robert Redford, Hollywood legend, dead at 89. Cause of death and final words revealed.
As anything that's gained momentum over time, just keep going forward and focus on the future.
The film world is reeling from the devastating loss of Robert Redford, the iconic actor, director, and activist who passed away at the age of 89. His family confirmed the heartbreaking news, revealing the cause of death and sharing his final poignant words.
Bush's policies have been a disaster.
Redford, whose career spanned more than 6 decades, leaves behind a legacy that transcends Hollywood, shaping not only cinema but also environmental and social advocacy. From humble beginnings to global stardom. Born Charles Robert Redford Jr. on August 18, 1936, in Santa Monica, California, Redford grew up in modest surroundings. A gifted athlete, he earned a baseball scholarship, but soon discovered his true calling lay in the arts. After studying painting in Paris, he returned to the United States and enrolled at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City. His early career included small roles in television series during the late 1950s and early 1960s. But his breakthrough came on Broadway in Barefoot in the Park, where his charisma and boyish charm captivated audiences. Hollywood soon came calling, and Redford transitioned to film, where his career skyrocketed. A career that redefined Hollywood. Redford's ascent to global fame came with unforgettable performances in classics like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969, The Sting, 1973, and All the President's Men, 1976. His rugged good looks, combined with a natural, understated acting style, made him one of the most bankable stars of his generation. Beyond acting, Redford made his mark as a director, winning an Academy Award for Ordinary People, 1980, a film praised for its sensitivity and emotional depth. He later helmed A River Runs Through It, 1992, and Quiz Show, 1994, cementing his reputation as a filmmaker with both artistry and substance. In addition to his work on screen, Redford was the founder of the Sundance Institute and the Sundance Film Festival, which became a cornerstone of independent cinema. His influence extended far beyond Hollywood, giving a platform to new voices in filmmaking and reshaping the industry's future. Cause of death: Redford's family confirmed that the legendary actor died following complications from heart failure. In recent years, he had reportedly struggled with ongoing health issues, but remained active in both advocacy and occasional film projects. His family described his final moments as peaceful, surrounded by loved ones at his home in Utah. In a heartfelt statement, they said, "It is with profound sadness that we announce the passing of Robert Redford. He died from complications of heart failure, leaving behind a legacy that will forever inspire. He was not only a giant in film, but also a loving father, grandfather, and friend." Final words. Perhaps most haunting were Redford's final words, shared with his children shortly before his passing. According to family members, he whispered, "The story doesn't end here, it just changes scenes." These words, both poetic and cinematic, reflect the worldview of a man who saw life itself as a narrative of beauty, challenge, and transformation. Fans and colleagues have called his last words a script only Redford himself could have written. A life beyond the screen. Though known primarily as an actor, Redford's influence stretched into activism and philanthropy. A passionate advocate for the environment, he supported conservation efforts throughout his life, working with organizations to combat climate change and protect natural resources. He also championed civil rights, women's equality, and indigenous causes. His Sundance Institute not only nurtured filmmakers but also promoted diverse storytelling, ensuring underrepresented voices were heard. Tributes and reactions. Following the announcement of his death, tributes poured in from across the entertainment industry. Actor Paul Newman's daughter, Clea Newman, released a statement. "Dad always said Robert was more than a co-star. He was family. Their friendship shaped cinema history, and his loss is deeply personal to us." Hollywood veteran Jane Fonda, Redford's co-star in multiple films, shared, "Robert was a true partner on and off screen. He had the rare gift of being both humble and larger than life. His kindness, his artistry, his fight for justice, these will live forever." Younger filmmakers also expressed their gratitude, noting that Sundance gave them their first opportunities. On social media, fans used hashtags like Thank you, Redford, and Sundance Forever, to share memories, photos, and favorite Redford films. A family united in grief. Redford is survived by his children and grandchildren, who described him as a man whose greatest role was not on screen but at home. His family has asked for privacy as they grieve, but expressed gratitude for the overwhelming love and support from fans around the globe. He cherished the simple joys, family dinners, mountain hikes, and quiet painting sessions. For us, he was just Dad. And that is the role we will miss the most, they shared in a statement. Continuing his mission. In his honor, the Sundance Institute announced plans to dedicate upcoming festivals to Redford's memory. Environmental groups with which he worked for decades have pledged to continue his advocacy, ensuring that his fight for justice and sustainability endures. His final words: "The story doesn't end here. It just changes scenes," will be remembered as a poetic farewell from a man who defined storytelling itself. Conclusion. Robert Redford's death at 89 marks the end of an era in Hollywood. He was more than a star. He was a visionary, an activist, a mentor, and a voice for change. From his legendary film roles to his groundbreaking contributions behind the camera, and from his environmental work to his support of independent cinema, Redford's life was one of impact and inspiration. Though he is gone, his legacy lives on through the countless films, the festival that bears his touch, and the causes he championed. For millions who admired him, his words remind us that while this chapter has closed, the story of Robert Redford will continue, timeless, enduring, and forever unforgettable.